Hello, this is Mrs. Silva, and this is your digital photography orientation. If you missed our live lesson today, you will just need to watch this video and complete the makeup assignment. At the end of the video, there's some questions you'll need to answer. And when you answer those questions, you'll just upload a video of yourself answering those questions to Schoology, and you will get credit for that assignment. So just make sure you try to come to the live ones. It's during win time. Every single Wednesday. So I know this is the first day back for a lot of kids, so you might not have attended today, but that's okay. Okay. So this class is about digital photography as an artistic medium. We're taking photos and not snapshots, not pictures. We are going to study photographic techniques and artistic vocabulary. We'll practice writing artist statements and giving thoughtful peer critique. So you will answer some questions about your photography and like how you decide to take it and what you took pictures of. That's going to be part of your artist statement. And we're also going to, it's not really critique, but we're just going to give feedback to our classmates and just kind of help them learn to grow as well. And we're going to conduct a research project on a famous photographer in the midterm. And we're going to have a portfolio at the end of the semester. So daily work expectations, it says link 12, but this is in Lakeville Online Academy. It says 30 to 40 minutes a day. I'm going to tell you that's probably a little bit extra. You probably won't need 40 minutes a day of art. You can get this done in less. If you want to work daily, that's fine. If you want to put it together and put 2 hours a week in, that'll be fine as well. But you do need to turn everything in by Fridays. So Fridays is when everything is due. And you should stay up to date on all of your work. If you turn in a project late, you will miss points for turning it in late. You will miss points, so there are points docked for turning in late. However, if you turn in work over 2 weeks late, you are going to get 0 points. So all folders will be closed after 2 weeks. So please make sure that you turn in your assignments before 2 weeks, the 2-week deadline, and that folder closes. Discussion board due dates, those are also within 2 days of the assignment being turned in, because everybody needs to go in and give feedback on each other's, and that's part of the points. So make sure you do not only turn in your assignment, but give feedback to your classmates. So make sure you turn those in as well. If you would like to get a hold of me, my office hours are actually 8 a.m. To around 3 p.m. So right during school hours. I do check my email several times a day, but like I guess I kind of am constantly connected to email, but I will try to get back with you within 24 hours. Sometimes I can't email right away because I'm in a live lesson like this. I'll check my email a lot. I don't check my email in the evening, but I might catch it if it's like an emergency. I don't have phone calls and texts. If I will get what's called text through Student Square, and they will go to my email. If you need a live phone call, just send me a message through Student Square or through Schoology, and we'll try to find a way to set that up. So yeah, they don't have phone calls this year. They've taken away our phones, but I do have email, and I have Schoology messages, and I will have Student Square or Parent Square for parents. Class Connect expectations. Please come on time or just a couple minutes early. You won't be able to attend the Class Connect or the Google Meet until I open up the session, but just be ready to go so that we can get through our Class Connect before the end of the 20 minutes. So they'll not be longer than 20 minutes. I have kids in win time who need to go to class. If they show up live and you need to leave a few minutes early, as long as I have already taken roll, that is fine. If you have a paper and pencil or something just to kind of brainstorm, we're going to do some thinking, like visual thinking activities and some like brain teasers. So you might want to take notes. You don't have to, but it's okay. If you can't attend live, you need to watch the recording and complete the activity to get your makeup points. That's what you're doing now. You need to do that within 1 week of your original class. Class Connects are a 10% of your course grade. So make sure that if you can't attend those live lessons, you are doing those makeups every single week. So make sure those are getting done. It's a really easy way to boost your grade, a full letter grade. Super easy way to get those turned in and get your grade up. Unit breakdown, it says read, learn, do. It says read a section of the photography textbook. There are readings that you can do if you would like. The assignments that are attached to those readings are very, let's say I've made it easy enough that you don't need to read this whole reading if you don't want to, because I'm aware of students not wanting to take art to read, and that's okay. I love to read, but maybe you don't want to read a textbook. I have made these pretty easy. So if you glanced at this, just kind of skim through it, this will be very easy for you to answer the closed reading sections. I've actually even included the text in the questions that you need. So if you just do the questions and don't do the reading, you'll probably be okay. These questions you may do unlimited number of times and it gives you the right answer. So you can go in and correct your assignment. So when we have a reading assignment, you can do it as many times as you want. The first time you will get the answers, it's feedback, and you can go in and make corrections. So really you could get 100% on these anytime. You do have to turn them in. If you want to redo it, you have to redo it before the folder closes. So you have 2 weeks to get those redone, but you can. That's totally fine with me. Learn. So we're going to learn. We'll do a lot of ed puzzles. It says read, watch a video, or a lesson. So most likely we're not going to do that through reading. We're going to watch videos. And we'll do ed puzzles, and I will make videos, and then you can take notes to get your own ideas. We'll also do some learning in our Class Connects, but most of all through ed puzzles. So make sure you turn those in as well. When you do take your pictures, I'm going to tell you, please get off the couch and get creative. We're going to take different series of photographs and practice techniques and tips. Please don't just leave everything to the last minute and take a picture of your water bottle in the hallway or your shoes in your bedroom. Or I can tell you the number of times I've seen somebody just throw something on their dirty, unmade bed and then take a picture of that. Please don't turn those in. As it's obvious when you're rushing and you left something the last minute and you just take any picture and turn it in. You won't get the grade you want. You really won't. So please just take some time, get off the couch, think about what the assignment is, and then plan it and take your pictures. You'll do a lot better in this class if you just, dedicate some time to taking pictures that go with the theme or the assignment. Be sure to read the rubrics carefully before you get excited, before you get started, and make sure you've done the lesson before you start as well. Because sometimes I'll say, for example, if it's about depth of field and you do a whole assignment about what depth of field is, and we watch videos on shallow depth of field and a deeper depth of field, and then you're supposed to go take pictures of depth of field, but you didn't do the reading, you're not going to be able to take those pictures, and you're not going to be able to complete the assignment. You're going to miss all those points on the rubric. So just make sure that you follow the rubric and you do the reading so you understand what you're supposed to be doing. Also, in the Class Connect, I'm going to give you examples. So I'll say this is what a good picture would be, and then we're going to work on, what do you think? What other ideas could you come up with? And send you guys out with some brainstorming on other photos you could take. You can use a smartphone or digital camera. It says not your iPad. If you don't have anything else, if the iPad is the only thing you have, that's fine. I prefer if you have a phone. Those cameras are a lot better than your iPad, and it's just a little bit harder. But if that's the only thing you have, you can use your iPad. I don't suggest you go buying a big, heavy camera. You don't need a heavy camera, a big digital camera. You don't need it for this class. Unless you are familiar and you know how to use it and you're really good using it, and you find easy because you've taken pictures with it for a long time and you can get those photos from your camera to your iPad easily, that's fine. But most students won't be able to get pictures from their digital camera to their iPad quickly and easily, and it will slow them down for these assignments. So I suggest you just learn how to take pictures with your phone. If it says for 5 pictures, don't take just 5 pictures and call it good. I tell you guys to take 20 to 50 pictures for the assignment, because in the first 5, you're going to start to get some ideas. And then the next one, oh, but what if I went over here? And what if I went down over here? And what if I took it like this at a different angle? And so if you let yourself and that creative process take you to the next place, you're going to find a lot more options and you're going to get a lot better pictures in your photography. So don't just do the bare minimum. I'm not saying you have to overachieve, but do a little bit more. Kind of go the next step. Make sure you go out in the world to take your pictures. Don't just look around your room or your house. Think about, like, this is art, right? So the photos that you turn in should be photos that you might want to put on a wall. That's art, right? You're going to want to put it somewhere. It's going to look good. Somebody's going to want to look at it. Don't just turn in the picture of your hallway, right? Like that might not be the picture you want to put on your wall. Think about it as art, okay? Select the best images after you've had time to think about it, and upload your images with Google Drive. So we're going to turn everything in with the Google Documents. All right, about grading. Class Connects are worth 10. We talked about that. All of your projects are worth 60% of your grade. And then practice reading assignments are worth 30. And those are the ones you can do multiple times, as many times as you want to get 100%. So really easy pad to your grade, 40%. Then you do have to do the projects. Like I said, they're not difficult. They really aren't. But you do have to turn them in by the due dates, and you can't turn them in late without missing points. So that's important for you to remember. The midterm project and the portfolio, those are part of your summative. Those are part of the test grades. They're not separate. To find your grades, click here on grades in Schoology. Some classes at the building don't use this. We do at Lakeville Online, so just click on grades. It doesn't show your overall grade, but it will show you individual assignment grades. And if something is missing, it'll show this little hexagon. You'll click here, and then you can just go straight to the missing assignment. Also, everything I do is graded with a rubric, so you can get your feedback, and you can see what you need to do to get better. You can see how the rubric, where you're graded on in a rubric. And then resources folder, tons of resources to help you out. What you need to do in your first week, everything in the folder. So just go folder by folder and everything's in order. So if you do every assignment in order, everything should be fine. Make sure you go through and explore the course. Oh wait, hold on. And I also suggest you guys go to I also recommend that you go to our interactive digital syllabus in your course materials section of the Schoology. And that will take you to my website that will, is actually our class website, that gives you an overview of our syllabus in a little bit more easy to digest way. So it has a little bit about me, has our orientation video, walks you through our online class, due dates, late work, and how folders will close, and you're going to get a 0 if you don't turn things in on time, and how you do miss points for turning things in late. Supplies necessary for this course: an iPad or a cell phone with a camera. I suggest the cell phone with a camera more than the iPad. It's just a little bit easier and a lot easier to get your pictures from your phone to your iPad. I don't suggest you go out and buy a fancy camera. The digital SLR cameras, we don't really use them, or I don't teach you how to use them in this course. So I don't require you to have them. And unless you're very, very familiar with the settings and the functions of this type of camera, it's not recommended in the first quarter. It will slow you down quite a bit, and that learning process is pretty steep. So most cell phone cameras are capable of taking really good pictures right now, so you don't need to invest in anything more expensive. You do need the Adobe Lightroom app found on self-service on your iPad, so just let me know. And portable tripod with your cell phone camera, that is recommended but not necessary. So if you have one around the house, it's the kind of thing that has the clamp for your camera, and then it has like 3 legs that will just hold your phone in place, or even like they have the flexible ones that will wrap around like a tree branch or something, so you can take pictures from an interesting angle or for a long period of time, or a longer exposure. You could also get these things like clip-on filters that go over your camera lens to make just enhances but the camera that your phone has already. Not necessary, but they're fun little extra tools if you would like to invest in something. First quarter, these are the projects that we're going to do. Second quarter, these are projects that we are going to do. These are the apps you're going to need. Schoology, Campus, check your grades regularly. All of the coursework and projects will happen through Schoology. We're going to use Student Square or Parent Square to talk to me, to communicate with each other. And then Lightroom and Snapseed will be the apps that we use to enhance and to edit your photos. Each quarter, grades are broken down like this: 10%, Class Connects, 30% will be your Ed puzzles and the readings. And everything in this formative area is, because formative means you're learning, those you can be done as many times as you want. As a reminder, you can do those videos, watch Ed puzzles multiple times, and the readings, you can do them as many times as you want as well, to get the answers and to get as many points as you want. So any of those projects, you just feel free on the formative to do as many times as you want and get redos. Summatives don't have redos. Those are your projects, so do a good job the first time, and those are worth 60% of your grade. The midterm and the final are included in your summative project. A little bit more about due dates. Make sure you check all your rubrics and complete all of the steps on your projects. Don't just rush it because you can miss some critical portions of your grade. Academic integrity. A student that turns in any work that is not their own photography will receive a 0 and not be allowed to make up the project. It's a 0 tolerance policy. There will be no warning. You must turn in your own work, and it has to be taken during the course date. So you have to take the pictures between September and January. You may not turn in, it can't be a December project and you turn in a picture of your trip to Italy last summer or your trip to Hawaii from last spring break. You need to turn in pictures that you've taken during this course. If you use AI in any way to generate your photo, you will also get a 0 on your project. So I'm going to ask for screenshots that give me your photo information, like where it was taken and the date it was taken. You will need to turn that in as part of your project. So please make sure that you are only taking and turning in work that was taken for this class. That is just a really big thing I need to touch on for you guys. All right. With that in mind, please make sure I have you upload a video in order to make up points for this assignment. Upload a video and answer questions. Do you follow any photographers on Instagram, or have you ever? Might consider doing that if you do have an Instagram account, just to see some cool pictures. Have you ever played around with the editing features after taking a picture? Most phone cameras have just a basic editing program, but just wondering if you ever played around with other editing features. And then I warn against procrastination. Tell me why. So these are the 4 questions you need to answer to get points for today. Attendance. What do you need to do to make sure that you are marked unexcused and absent every day? So those are my 4 questions to make up the assignment. Upload a video of yourself answering those questions, and that's good. Have a great day, guys. Yeah, if you have any questions, just let me know. Reach out with an email or Schoology message, and I'd be happy to answer those. Also, if you would like to meet in a Google Meet at any point, I can help you with that as well.